Friends, I welcome you to my channel. Before listening to this story, I will ask you to like and subscribe. It is not difficult for you, but it is pleasant for me. And we're starting. Everything that happens in this apartment stays in this apartment, my sister said, not meaning what I would like her to mean. I mean, I'm not going to change my lifestyle for you, okay? Her tone softened a little when she noticed my reaction. If I want to bring someone to my bedroom, I will do it. She paused, as if waiting for my consent. It was different when Megan was my roommate, my sister explained. We went out with her on Friday evenings, brought guys here, sometimes the same one. She smiled when I raised my eyebrows at her last comment. Anyway, Luke, everything stays here, okay? Absolutely. I nodded my head. Good boy. I'm glad you're here. Don't worry, little sister. I'm going to be the best roommate you've ever had, I said, looking into her eyes. I know, Luke, she smiled. Now go to sleep. You're going to have an important day tomorrow. You don't want to get tired on the first day of class. Good night, Jessie. I headed to the bedroom she had helped me set up earlier in the day. As I flopped onto the bed, I couldn't get the image of my sister and Megan out of my head. Was she joking? I love my sister. I really love her. She's 3 years older than me, and I would have married her if it wasn't against the law. That's the kind of love I'm talking about, the wrong kind of love. She is smart, funny, and beautiful. Of course, she didn't know any of this. Otherwise, she might have thought differently about the fact that we share an apartment. I was overjoyed at the end of last semester when Megan moved in with her boyfriend just before my graduation. My parents, who pay all our expenses, told her not to look for another roommate, since I will be studying at the same college in the fall. And here I am living with the love of my life. Not that I expected anything to happen between us. We are brother and sister. But it was enough for me just to be with my beautiful sister every day. I eventually fell asleep trying to imagine what would have happened if my feelings had been reciprocated. The next morning, I got up early, showered and dressed before Jessie came out of her bedroom. You're up early, she said. Are you worried about your studies? What is it? She asked, approaching me. Yeah, I blurted out. I thought I'd check out the classrooms and lecture halls in advance. I managed to finish the sentence while my beautiful sister was standing less than a foot away from me. Everything will be fine, she assured me. Good luck, she said, turning around and entering the bathroom. I passed the first week of classes without any problems. Jessie was great in the kitchen, and every night we had dinner together, discussing our various classes, professors, homework, and classmates. I love this kind of life. It was like I died and went to heaven until that Friday night ruined my idyllic world. I'm leaving tonight, Luke, Jessie called from her bedroom. Don't wait. I could see her through the open bedroom door. Where are you going? I asked, trying to sound casual as I watched her take a blue dress out of the closet and hold it up for careful examination. I'm going to a club with a couple of friends, she replied. I would invite you, but they're only over 21 years old, she added, entering the living room, holding her shoes. What do you think? She asked. Is that better? What is it? She asked, standing with her hands on her hips. It was so damn unexpected. It's like she didn't even think of me as a boyfriend. Great, she said. There's spaghetti left over from last night, she said. Don't be surprised if there's a third person for breakfast. If I'm lucky, she laughed and headed for the door. There was a third for breakfast both on Saturday and Sunday morning. Different guys every night, but a similar scenario played out. Stumbling around 2 a.m., giggling and shushing each other. They left a trail of clothes from the front door to her bedroom. This became the pattern of our lives over the next few weeks. During the week, we did the usual brother and sister chores with wonderful dinner conversations and study sessions. After the first 2 weeks, I stopped trying to ignore it. I started leaving the door ajar so I could hear her better. The guys usually left early in the morning, and my sister slept for half a day before dragging herself to the bathroom. From time to time, she called me to bring her something for her hangover. She had been particularly loud the night before and had gone to bed even later than usual. I thought she needed medicine for her headache, so I took it in a glass of water before going to the bathroom. That bastard bit me. Jessie greeted me when I entered the bathroom. Look at these tooth marks. I put down the pills and a glass of water before kneeling next to the bathroom. I do not know, little sister, I said. It does look a bit like teeth marks, I admitted. No, but look at this, she exclaimed. Yes, he was rude, I said. This is the last time that bastard touches me, she announced, as if any guy had ever had a second chance. He wasn't even that good. I just nodded, not knowing what to say. Jess, I said, you don't see the same guy more than once anyway. I know, she sighed, leaning back and covering her face with a washcloth. I keep thinking that one day I will find the right one. I'm sure it will be, sis, I replied in agreement. I didn't want to leave the bathroom, but I couldn't think of a good reason to explain why I was still there. I was tempted to get out my phone and take some pictures, but I couldn't betray her trust like that, so I got up and took one last look before leaving. A couple of weeks after this incident, Jessie brought home an aggressive lover who didn't even wait. Come on, lover, Jessie screamed. He didn't need a bigger invitation. One Friday night, Jessie brought home a guy who completely changed our relationship, even though neither of us knew about it at the time. I heard them enter at the usual time, and they sounded even more devastated than usual, stumbling and laughing loudly while all the lights were on. I watched them from my dark bedroom as they supported each other and laughed as they walked into Jessie's room. I was returning to my bedroom when I heard muffled crying from Jessie's room. When I opened the door, I saw that she was lying on her stomach, her head buried in a pillow. Jess, I whispered as I entered her room. Just leave me alone, Luke, she said, waving me away. No, it's not, I replied, sitting down on the bed next to her. Yeah, he's right. I'm a pathetic cheater, she cried. When I didn't leave, she turned to me and held out her hand. Oh, Luke, she exclaimed. Just support me. With pleasure. Her screams subsided. After that, we fell asleep. But then the following situation happened. What are you doing? Jessie shouted, turning to me. Luke, what the hell are you doing? What am I doing? I asked in perplexity. She didn't know it was me? Where? What's his name? Oh my God. You are my brother. But I thought you knew. What did I do? How could she not know? Oh my God. Get out. Just get out of here. Oh my God. Jessie screamed and wrapped herself in a blanket. I ran out of her bedroom, dazed and confused. I was sitting on the couch, exhausted and wondering what had just happened. My fantasy has just turned into a nightmare. I don't know how long I sat there with my elbows on my knees and my face in my hands. I looked up when I heard Jessie come out of her bedroom. Don't you dare talk to me, she screamed, pointing at me with her finger for emphasis. I'll lock the door in case you feel like making love again, she added sharply. But I didn't do it, I snapped, tired of her accusations. That's not what really happened, I objected, but she had already slammed the bathroom door. I didn't know what to do. How could she have distorted everything like that? Jess, I called from behind the bathroom door. Go away, Luke. Stop it, she screamed. Just listen for a minute, okay? I said, sinking to the floor outside the door. Don't you remember that jerk who said all that nasty stuff about you when he left last night? You were crying, and I came to make sure you were okay, remember? I sighed and waited, but when there was no response, I continued. No, I replied angrily. That's not what happened. I took a deep breath, lowered my voice, and continued more contritely. I foolishly thought you knew it was me, Jess. There's no way I'm ever going to do anything to hurt you or take advantage of you. I love you. I just blurted it out. I've always loved you, and it was like a dream come true. I swallowed hard and continued in a quieter voice than before. But I honestly thought you knew. I was crying now. I couldn't help myself. Please believe me, Jess. I thought you knew. I leaned against the door, sobbing into my arms. Just go away, the nurse said softly. I sat down on the sofa, thinking about what would happen to our living conditions. Damn it, I really screwed up, but how was I supposed to know? Jessie was in the bathroom for a long time, and when she finally came out, she went straight to her room without saying a word. She spent another couple of hours behind the closed door of her bedroom while I switched channels on the TV, unable to concentrate on anything. It was already late in the evening when she finally came out and sat on the couch next to me. Okay, she said, not looking at me. I accept your explanation. I held my breath, waiting for her to say next. I just stared at her, unable to offer anything beyond what I had already said. Jessie exhaled and flopped down on the couch. We need to talk about this, Luke, she said. Okay, I said evasively. Okay, is that all you want to say? She exclaimed. You could have stopped it. I would if I thought for a minute that you didn't know it was me, I answered honestly. You should have stopped anyway because you knew it was wrong, she countered. I didn't mean to. I said so softly that I wasn't sure she'd heard me. So you said. Jessie took a deep breath before continuing. So, how long has this been your fantasy? What is it? She asked in disgust. All the time, I admitted reluctantly. Jessie pushed her bangs off her face and just stared at me. Now everything has been revealed. I still didn't know what was going to happen. I knew when to shut up. My sister said something to me, and I wasn't going to do anything to ruin it. She just sat there, breathing deeply and looking at me. Finally, she just shook her head. No one will ever be able to find out about this, she said. For the rest of my life. I just nodded my head, unable to speak. Damn it. I know this is wrong, she said, standing up and extending her hand to me. Yes. In the end, everything will be fine. Then let's go, Jessie said. Okay, let's go, I said, and she led me to her room.